What's going on, WWE fans? You're watching The Ring Report, where the wrestling never stops. Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's break it down. Roman Reigns is stepping back into a WWE landscape that looks nothing like the one he dominated before his absence. The shifting alliances, surprising betrayals, and explosive confrontations have created a volatile atmosphere where nobody knows who to trust. On one side stand Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman, an unlikely trio bonded by shared agendas and opportunistic timing. On the other side are CM Punk, Sami Zayn, World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso, and the returning Tribal Chief himself. With Roman currently not featured on programming, the anticipation surrounding his comeback is growing by the day, and the energy among fans is electric. As WWE heads into one of its most unpredictable chapters, the fallout from Raw, new alliances, and upcoming battles. Last night's episode of Raw ended with a chaotic confrontation that set the stage for a major matchup at this week's Saturday night's main event. After weeks of tension, Sami Zayn and CM Punk will now team up to face Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a tag team bout that promises intensity, unpredictability, and possibly long-term consequences. Meanwhile, Jey Uso, now firmly established as a world champion in his own right, will defend his title against Logan Paul. WWE's storytelling has reached a boiling point where every match feels like its own chapter in a much larger war, with rivalries crossing brands and friendships being tested under pressure. Roman Reigns, preparing for retribution. As the dust continues to settle, one looming question hangs over WWE. When will Roman Reigns return, and who will he target first? Based on recent developments, it seems highly likely that Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and especially Paul Heyman may find themselves in the Tribal Chief's crosshairs. Their actions over the past months have not gone unnoticed, and fans believe Roman's return could bring a storm of retribution. This upcoming moment could even serve as the catalyst for a darker, more ruthless version of the Tribal Chief, a version fans have only glimpsed but never fully witnessed. Whether Reigns comes back as a hero, a villain, or something far more complex, his arrival will reshape everything. The complex history between Reigns and Heyman. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have shared one of the most compelling partnerships in modern wrestling history. Heyman helped guide Roman to the most dominant championship reign of his career, turning him into the head of the table and elevating the Bloodline story into must-see television. But tension has been simmering since WrestleMania 41, where their relationship fractured in dramatic fashion. Since then, Heyman has found himself aligning with surprising new allies. Choices that have raised eyebrows across the WWE universe, while fans love Heyman's signature introductions and his irreplaceable charisma, his divided loyalties have created a dangerous situation where any encounter with Reigns could lead to explosive consequences. Their reunion will not be warm. It will be a collision of unresolved emotions and buried betrayals. A backstage environment full of uncertainty. Inside WWE, the balance of power has never been more fragile. CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso, three wildly different personalities, are now orbiting the same chaotic battlefield as Rollins, Breaker, and Heyman. Each has their own history with Roman Reigns, their own motives and their own scores to settle, with Jey holding the World Heavyweight Championship and John Cena spotlighting the undisputed WWE title scene on SmackDown. Roman returns to a world where titles, loyalties, and power all seem to hang in the balance. The hierarchy he once ruled has been reshaped, and for the first time in years, Roman finds himself surrounded by adversaries rather than allies. Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker takes a surprising turn. During the recent confrontation at ringside, Paul Heyman made a shocking appearance during Jey Uso's match with Braun Breaker. Not only did Heyman distract Jey, but he also interfered at a critical moment, grabbing Jay's foot when the referee wasn't looking. This distraction threw Jay off long enough for Seth Rollins to emerge from the crowd and launch a surprise attack. What followed was total chaos. CM Punk and Sami Zayn stormed the scene to defend Jay, sparking an all-out brawl that spilled into the audience. Just when the dust seemed to settle, Logan Paul entered from out of nowhere and delivered a devastating punch to Jay, leaving the champion laid out in the center of the ring. This sequence of betrayals and surprises has heightened anticipation for what comes next and raised questions about Heyman's motives. Logan Paul inserts himself into the championship. Hunt. Logan Paul's involvement in this saga adds another unpredictable layer, known for capitalizing on opportunities. Logan attacking the champion suggests he may be positioning himself for another high-profile title challenge. His timing was calculated, opportunistic, and entirely on brand. As Jay prepares for his upcoming defense, he now has to wonder whether Logan's attack was a one-off moment or the beginning of a new rivalry fueled by ambition and ego, the potential return of WWE Evolution in 2025. After years of speculation, it appears WWE is finally ready to bring back Evolution, the groundbreaking, all-women's premium live event. The original Evolution in 2018 featured unforgettable performances and became a milestone moment in the evolution of women's wrestling. Now, reports indicate that WWE is planning a second installment of this historic event in July. If true, this would mark a major step forward for women's wrestling and could create opportunities for legends, returning stars, and rising talent to shine on a global stage. Once again, anticipation is already building, and fans are eager to see which performers might return. Could Ronda Rousey make a comeback? One of the biggest names being discussed for Evolution's return is Ronda Rousey. Though she left WWE after her loss to Shayna Baszler at SummerSlam 2023, her star power and mainstream recognition remain unmatched. Bringing Ronda back would instantly elevate the event's visibility and draw interest from both wrestling fans and the general public. Recent reports suggest that WWE is exploring the possibility of working with Ronda again. The question is not whether the company wants her, it's whether she is interested after her last run. With Shayna Baszler recently released, it remains unclear how Ronda feels about returning without her longtime partner and friend by her side. Yet, in the world of WWE, surprises are always possible, and a comeback from the baddest woman on the planet would certainly create headlines. Ronda Rousey's legacy and what a return would mean. Ronda's WWE journey has been unique. From her explosive debut at WrestleMania 34 alongside Kurt Angle to her championship reigns and high-profile matches, she has always delivered big fight energy. She won the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble, held multiple titles, and brought a level of star power rarely seen in the women's division. Even after her departure, she continued wrestling independently for a short period, reminding fans that she still has passion for performing. If Evolution returns and Ronda chooses to be part of it, her presence would instantly elevate the event to must-watch status. A new chapter approaches for WWE, as WWE moves toward a summer filled with potential returns, dramatic twists, and historic moments. The energy across the entire wrestling world is building. Roman Reigns' return promises a collision of past betrayals and future ambitions. The alliance is forming around CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman signal tension that could ignite at any moment. Meanwhile, the possible revival of WWE Evolution marks a pivotal turning point for women's wrestling and opens the door for legendary returns, including that of Ronda Rousey. The road ahead is unpredictable, emotional, and full of possibility, and fans wouldn't have it any other way.